Ja, da sind wir wieder. Herzlich willkommen hier beim Grumpy auf dem Kanal. Und heute haben wir mal was Neues am Start, und zwar ein Full-Motion-Video. Das ist Shapeshifting Detective. Ja, und dieses Game werden wir jetzt einfach mal zusammen durchgehen. Schauen uns mal an, was hier bei diesem FMV-Spiel auf uns zukommt. Gehen wir mal ganz kurz in die Settings. Ja, Englisch, Französisch, Sprache Deutsch. Perfekt. Ja, wenn wir Sprache Deutsch haben, brauchen wir ja keinen Untertitel. Ja, dann würde ich sagen, beginnen wir The Shapeshifting Detective. Schauen wir mal, in welche Welt wir hier gezogen werden. Lehnt euch zurück, holt das Popcorn. Es geht los.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief Dupont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
Ja, so viel zu, es ist Deutsch.
You need to learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Okay, ich würde sagen, wir machen mal ganz kurz für diejenigen, die dem Englischen nicht so ganz mächtig sind, den Untertitel an, damit ihr dann mitlesen könnt. Okay, wer bist du? Also das ist Sam, okay.
Exactly. Rewind.
Mhm.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
It's 5 o'clock and I'm Alice Monroe with your August update. August police are appealing for information following the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Miss Shaw's body was discovered last night. Chief Dupont is calling the crime a violent and despicable act. Anyone with information about the murder is urged to get in touch via the department's confidential tip hotline. It's horrible, Poe.
Indeed it is.
So, dann sind wir jetzt wieder an der gleichen
You need to
Stelle.
learn when to keep your mouth shut.
Ich mache das Mikrofon mal wieder ran. Okay, wer bist du? Brachte uns ja zurück zum Anfang. Ja, bleibt ja bloß noch Löschen übrig, ne?
You know why you're here, don't you?
Ja, ich weiß, warum ich hier bin.
Then humor me. The dead girl. And this. What exactly were you thinking? You have one job. Don't get caught. Do you think you can do that this time?
Ja.
It's a rhetorical question. You're going to a town called August. Find Chief DuPont. He's gonna think you're someone else. This person. This is who you are now. Understood?
Jupp.
Splendid. If someone so much as sniffs that you're different, you'll be deprecated.
Deprecated.
We expect you to use your ability. Just don't get caught. And never, ever change into a child.
In brighter news, August resident Mia French is celebrating the return of her missing pooch, Barley. The 8-month-old Basset Hound puppy was found outside Daryl's Chicken and Ribs.
And that's 5 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
I'm Violet. Welcome to the guest house. There are some rules. In particular, no shoes in the guest house. The carpet's priceless. Now, how long are you staying for?
Ja, Mann, gut, dass ich keine Schuhe anhabe. Tja, ich würde sagen, ich bin mir nicht so ganz sicher, wie lange es dauert.
That's fine. It's yours for as long as you want it. There's not been many visitors of late. Perhaps the murder will bring some tourists in.
Welche Besucher?
It's just you and some tarot readers at the moment. It's deathly quiet. Yes, the murder. You haven't spoken to the chief yet, have you?
Wieso soll ich mit dem Chef gesprochen haben?
Chief DuPont. He's the one who booked the room for you. You look lost. You should probably go and speak to the chief. Your room is just down the hall, last on the left. It has its own back door. The chief said that's the way you'd like it.
Dankeschön.
Just finishing.
Ja, ich suche nur mein Zimmer.
Yeah. It's a big place. Hi, I'm Bronwyn.
Aha, okay. Bronwyn?
Pleased to meet you, Sam. If you'd like a reading.
Ja klar, why not?
So, what's your question, Sam?
Werde ich gewinnen? Ich möchte eine große Geldsumme beim Lotto gewinnen.
The Fool. I'm going to see a lot more of you, aren't I, Sam? Enjoy the journey. But remember, not everything is winnable. I'm in room 1 and that's down the hall. Lorraine's in 2, Lexi's in 3. And which room are you in, Sam?
Letzte Tür links, genau.
Good. We're neighbors. Just knock if you need me.
Straws. I arrived to a cacophony of traffic, stood upon the side of the Golden Gate Bridge, the sun sliding into the Pacific. The view is breathtaking, but it's still not home. I climb over the 4-foot fence onto the railings below. Arms wide, I dive.
Ja, ich wollte jetzt eigentlich eine Auswahl treffen. Aber, wie man sieht, hat sich das Spiel aufgehängt. Ja, das geht ja schon mal gut los. Und dann sehen wir mal, von wo es uns denn jetzt ins Spiel schickt. Ja, ich möchte ein- und fortfahren. Ja, das ist natürlich richtig kacke, ne? Nach den ersten paar Minuten schon sich das Spiel aufhängt. Hoffentlich war es das letzte
Good.
Mal.
We're neighbors. Just knock if you need me.
Yes.
So, Robin's had this dream recently. I'm looking through an album of family photos, but I don't recognize anyone in the photos. I'm trying to remember their names, but I can't. And then I realize that my family are all standing around me and they're all crying because I've forgotten who they are. Oh, Robin. That sounds like quite a horrible one to wake up to every day. What do you think, Poe? What do you think this perhaps could represent?
Well, Monroe, I think with the photos and the family, so I think there is perhaps Robin has a willingness or wish to reconnect with her family, but it's just not possible for Robin because perhaps there are issues.
Ja, gehen wir erstmal in mein Zimmer. Ja, schade, dass die Radiosendung, was die beiden da machen, nicht mit Untertitel ist. Aber gut, ihr werdet es wahrscheinlich verstehen. So, das ist also mein kleines Hotelzimmer.
Now, from what I'm taking from this, Robin, I think you're finding it hard to break away from a painful situation that's happened in your past. And you feel overwhelmed by the emotions caused by it. And if I'm honest, I just want to let you know that so...
Okay, machen wir das Radio mal aus. Und wir gehen. Bleiben ja nicht viele Möglichkeiten übrig. Ja, dann sollte ich mir jetzt mal ein Taxi rufen, um dann zum Chief zu fahren, wa? Ja, besuche die Pension, besuche Chief. Dann ab zum Chief.
Good, you got my message. Chief Inspector DuPont. I wasn't
Hello.
sure you'd come.
Nice to meet
But
you.
I suppose you're between jobs? Well, we both know that's not true. But I like it. Sam, that's your cover now. So, the job. Dorota Shaw. 21, accomplished cellist, redhead. Strangled. I know who did it, but I need proof. It's the tarot readers. Because they predicted it. The older one, Bronwyn, she came into my office last night talking all crazy and saying Dorota was in trouble. I did my best not to lock her up.
Okay.
It all sounded crazy to me. Tarot, the spirit world, cards that move, trans-dimensional thingamajigs. To be honest, I thought she'd been smoking something. That's why I didn't take it seriously.
Du bist ja geiler Polizist. Okay. Und warum hast du sie nicht gleich ins Gefängnis geschoben?
Because things, I don't have enough on her. That's where you come in. The free guest house stay isn't free. I need you to work the case and report back to me. Find out things from the inside. Can you do it?
Ja, ich versuche es einfach mal.
Okay. I'll be telling everyone that you've been hired by the Shaws because obviously local law enforcement is either too incompetent or too overworked to solve anything. That gives you a license to talk to people, but only notionally. Don't actually touch people or annoy them. You don't have any real authority, understand? But you help me out, I'll help you.
Alright. Wo ist mein Abzeichen und meine Waffe, wenn ich jetzt hier schon Hilfspolizist bin?
You don't get that. There's no badge and gun, just a hope and a promise. Come and find me when you're settled. This is Second Chance Sunday for you, Sam. Don't blow it.
Okay. Na dann los, erzähl mir mal ein bisschen von Dorota.
What do you want to know? She was a cellist, selected for a scholarship at Juilliard. It was in the local paper. I'm more of a Bon Jovi fan myself.
Okay. Und wann wurde sie ermordet?
Don't read the paper, do you? Yesterday, Monday the 9th at approximately 9 p.m, according to the coroner. We got a call from the mother just after 10 p.m.
Und nein, ich lese keine Zeitung. Also, wo wurde
In her
Dorota
bedroom.
ermordet?
She was naked. Strangled. No signs of sexual activity of any kind. It was a weird scene to look at. There was one thing, but it's strictly between you and me. Dorota had a gold coin in her mouth. I'm being serious now, Sam. Not a word of this. It's the one thing only the killer would know.
Interesting. Was kannst du mir noch erzählen?
All here, runs the local guest house. Lovely lady. Where are you going with this, Sam? What's she told you?
Wenn nur gar keiner was erzählt.
She told you she's taking pills, didn't she?
Nope.
Let me handle Violet. She didn't kill anyone. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating? Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating?
Hast du denn ein Alibi für gestern Nacht? Eigentlich eine blöde Frage, ne? Aber komm, löschen wir. Was denkst du denn über Tarotkartenleser?
They're as thick as thieves, covering for each other. Well, except the male one. You'll see what I mean. Obviously. Anyone who walks in, predicts a murder, then that murder happens. Suspicious. Not much. Perhaps you should do some investigating?
Yes. Ja, dann gehen wir mal wieder zurück in die Pension, ne? Okay, dann machen wir nochmal das Radio ein.
Because you're an automat now. Yeah, because I'm an automat now. She kisses me on the cheek and gives me a gentle push. Now, go and tell the chief.
Sam, is it? I'm sensing you're not here for a reading. Chief Dupont thinks I did it. I'm hoping you'll convince him otherwise.
Warum soll ich das gerade beweisen?
All I'm asking is that you dig a little deeper than the chief. I had nothing to do with Dorota's death. We saw danger in the cards and we tried to stop it. Trust me, Sam, we're on the same team. We saw it in the cards, not images, feelings, impressions. Tarot can be very powerful. Not these cards. They only tell us what they want us to know.
Ja, dann sag mal, wo du gestern um 21 Uhr warst.
In my room, reading. I found a trashy romance novel under the bed. I'm assuming it's Violet's. It's all swooning heroines and brooding vampire Casanovas. Thank God Lexi saved me. She came to my room to chat for a little while. That was around 9, I think. You can ask her. I said the book was trashy. Look at this place. If her guest house is anything to go by, Violet's the opposite of trashy.
Adam was unstable or some such bullshit. Sent down to the vault for...
I assume you've been to see Chief Dupont already. They're tarot readers. I'm thinking of asking them to leave, actually. Because they may have killed someone. It's not great for my reputation, is it? Stay at Violet's, the home of killers and hobos. I'm sorry, it's a derogatory word, isn't it? But strange people seem to gravitate towards this guest house, Sam. the sign changed. It's the strangest thing. I honestly don't remember. But I imagine I was here or getting groceries somewhere. I've driven by it, never actually been in it. Not really. I'm sure she was a precious lamb, though. Yes, a lamb. Young. Innocent. Lambs get slaughtered, though, don't they? Nice, yes, that's a good description. Actually, I thought she was a bit slutty, to be honest. Sorry. I'm gossiping. I don't want to talk ill of the dead. Ask her boyfriend. Oscar lives at the vicarage next to the church. Don't tell him I sent you, though. I'm sure he's sick of seeing people already. I take clozapine. I think they're for anxiety. I'm a very anxious person. I don't know, Dr. Sam, you tell me.
Curtain of blood ripped under her chin. It caught her still smiling mouth as part of her head tipped forward and free.
You must be a new guest, or you're burglaring us. I'm Rain, by the way. Pleased to meet you, Sam. Enjoy your stay. The hot water goes off at 9, by the way, so it's cold showers from there on in. It really bugs me. I didn't know her. I know she was called Dorota Shaw. She was young, had red hair, a talented musician. No, not at all. You're completely barking up the wrong tree there. Spoken like the true killer, posing as a detective, trying to frame someone else for the murder. I was in my room, praying, actually. I don't believe in God, but I was still praying. It didn't work. I don't believe in anything, but I also believe anything is possible, so it's a conundrum. We did a reading, a group reading, actually, with a special tarot deck. The three of us get together and read the same cards. Bronwyn says it makes the whole thing stronger or more powerful or something, but I'm pretty sure I'd get the same answers just on my own. Mercury, it's not exactly from here. With a normal tarot deck, you'd have the question, so you'd be the querent. With Mercury, it gives you the question and the answer. The cards themselves kind of change. It's a special deck. I don't have it at the moment. Bronwyn has it.
He steps backwards wearily, brandishing a revolver at the girl and calls out, "Hey, you!" And then more worriedly, "Who are you?" Looking down at her semi-naked, blood-drenched body, the girl sighs and turns her attention to Lung. "Did you murder her?"
Mercury? Sure. I'll just get it. It feels a bit sacrilegious just spreading it out to show you. It doesn't really answer questions, it more asks them. Do you want it to ask you a question, Sam? It wants to know if you're happy being the person you are now. Mercury agrees with you. It's nice that you're being honest with me and with yourself.
And blood arcs ferociously from the wounds. She staggers with each impact, then begins to sprint at Lung. What the fuck? Lung crosses his arms to shield him.
Hi, Sam, is it? Come on in, make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. Come on. She's like my big sister, so pretty well. You know the chief's got it all wrong. Ron could never hurt anyone. But I'm sure a smart detective like you can help prove she's innocent. Really? Because she is completely innocent. I don't know anyone in this town, except for Bronwyn and Rain, obviously, and Violet, and the Chief, and now you. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Good old-fashioned fortune-telling. Well, kind of. We drew a card each and smushed them all together. Do you know what the most dangerous tarot card is? You've done your research. The happy squirrel was vague and mysterious, but not evil. The Five of Swords. I think so anyway. There's nothing more dangerous than someone taking whatever they want no matter the cost. Yeah, I did. Rain got the Knight of Wands, that's Dorota, and Bronwyn got the Ten of Swords, which is, well, you know, swords in general are bad. The cards told us to. Well, the cards in Rain. Tarot gives us a rough direction and he narrows it down with some astrological jiggery-pokery. He's basically a walking esoteric library. And if that sounds dull, let me reassure you, it is. No? Well, yeah. Well, no. We have a job to do. I didn't say job. I said job. Okay. We make a, cheese obelisk, a chob, and depending on the shape of that chob, we get different answers to questions. No, you don't. I was in my room all night with Bronwyn. We were painting our nails. No, I mean, yeah, I've already cleaned it off.
Time to take all 8 shots before Emma reaches me. She's fast. Too fast for Jimmy to hit. I grabbed his gun and ran as she shredded the screaming lab techs like paper dolls. I'll eat the ninth. Months ago, the eggheads on Smoke Break told Jimmy that the Emma project had failed.
Find somewhere safe to transition. You're not a superhero.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Squeeze to a halt before my eyes can adjust, the emergency lighting kicks in. How the hell she managed that, I have no idea.
Bedeutet das, ich kann jetzt zwischen diesen ganzen Charakteren hin und her hopsen? Aha.
She weaves her way around.
What's up, Lexi? I'm sensing something's on your mind.
I'm worried about our alibi.
Don't worry about that. We don't have anything to hide. You're just fine.
Do you think Sam suspects? Am I really fine?
Absolutely. As long as we're both saying we were in my room last night, everything will be fine.
I said we were in my room.
Oh, Lexi. I thought we agreed. It's fine. It's fine. I shouldn't have made you do it. Don't say anything else. If Sam asks, I'll deal with it.
Mhm.
All that's left is my sobbing. And the sprinklers.
Something's weird, isn't it? Ron seems strange today.
How are you?
Do you think Bronwyn might get falsely imprisoned? It happens all the time.
Are you looking to take over?
No. I'm just worried.
This one has got a heavy metal handle, and then it's got a...
Hello, Lexi. What can I do for you?
Please don't ask us to leave. The police want alibis from everyone for last night.
Well, I don't have one. I literally can't remember what I was doing.
Please don't ask us to leave.
A while ago we had a story from this part of the world as well. Do you remember?
Ja, interessant. So kann man schön Background-Informationen sammeln in den unterschiedlichen Charakteren. Ja, läuft. Dann gehen wir doch mal in Madame.
From Egypt.
Yes. So, I'll explain it to you. It's more about what you can do. What do you think you might do with the mirror?
Okay, zurück zu Sam.
I would say a mirror, a handheld mirror.
You're right. Well done. It's something you might do your makeup in or check your hairstyle.
Okay.
By the way, you have impeccable.
Jetzt konnte ich zwar in Lexi gehen. Ich wollte jetzt Chief Dupont.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
Ja, krass. Dass man hier schizophrenmäßig sich in verschiedene Charaktere setzen kann. Bedeutet dann ja wohl auch, dass man oder wir unser Äußeres auch ändern können. Aber gut, gehen wir mal zu Lexi.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
Das ist so geil.
And Monroe.
Vanessa, Red.
You don't trust me, do you, Violet? Is it because I read tarot? Why don't you let me pull a card for you?
No, thank you. Okay.
Great. What do you want to know about?
The murder.
Interesting choice. So do the cards. 8 of Wands. Everything's happening all at once. We have to act fast, or at least someone does.
Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, thank you.
I didn't see you yesterday evening.
I stayed in my room. You can ask Lexi. That reminds me, I think I found a book of yours. It's called He Came Through the Shadows.
What makes you think it's mine?
Your name's written on the inside cover.
I called towards the door. Think. Quickly pulling out the desk drawers, I searched.
Hello, Violet. Is everything okay? Ignore the mess. I was just going to tidy it up.
Did you have a pleasant evening last night?
Great, thanks. The room's really lovely.
But you weren't in this room, were you? I didn't see you around yesterday evening.
I stayed here. I was playing solitaire with Bronwyn.
Isn't solitaire for one player?
Yeah, I was playing and she was scoring.
Oh, not at all, I say, letting her through. Her tour of the office takes about 5 seconds. 5 solar seconds.
Mrs. Gallagher, an unexpected pleasure.
How long are you planning to be here?
In town? I really don't know. Until the tarot tells us to leave. Or you kick us out, obviously.
How did you know Dorota was going to die? Why do you think the police suspect Bronwyn?
Now that's a very good question. Logically speaking, you'd assume all 3 of us were in on it. Or none of us.
Couch, she continues. Why do you keep the quilt on it? I'm in shock. It can get...
Hello, I'm Rain.
There's an onomat on the loose. And when they get in your head, you can't get them out. Well, if I hear something, I'll let you know.
Have you met the new detective yet? We're basically under 24-hour surveillance now.
Do you think Sam's onto us?
Onto what exactly?
The real reason we're here? What we did last night? Our role in the murder?
We just predicted the murder. It's a prophecy, not a to-do list. I don't want to look like we're hiding something, but at the same time...
We're hiding something?
We're being cautious. We said one thing to the chief and look where that got us now. I don't think August is ready for any more strange.
Well, the gunshot's real. The alpaca took it in the chest. Weeks wasted. I knew I had a reason for wanting her dead. I point the...
Rain, I'm so worried about Bronwyn. What are we going to do?
Why are you worried about Bronwyn?
The chief thinks she killed Dorota.
Maybe she did kill Dorota.
That's not even funny, Rain. Bronwyn's the least murdery person we know. But okay, let's say she did do it. What possible reason could she have for killing Dorota?
Psychopathic tendencies? Crime of passion?
Yeah, Bronwyn's a real bunny boiler.
Yeah, because I'm an onomat now. She kisses me on the cheek and gives me a gentle push.
Rain, I'm busy. You gonna turn yourself in?
Yeah. No.
Then you're wasting my time.
What I can see here are 3 small metal bells attached to what looks like a square, metal square, and then it kind of looks like
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
what else has bells? I want to say a Christmas.
Who knows whether you've made the right decision or not, Claude?
How's Bronwyn been? What were you doing last night?
Claude, we've been through this. I honestly don't remember. I checked my diary and there's no entry, so I was probably here, as always.
How can you not remember, Violet?
I don't know. Which is exactly what I said in my statement. Don't try and get me to contradict myself.
How's Bronwyn been?
Overly nice. She's covering her tracks well if she has anything to hide.
What was it I asked you to do again?
You just told me to report back to you if I noticed anything suspicious. Good grief, Claude. You're a bit young to be losing your marbles already.
Is now renosed.
Chief DuPont, what a pleasant surprise. I think we've covered just about everything twice over, but if you think I'm hiding something...
Who are you really, Bronwyn Castle?
Does it bother you, Chief DuPont? Knowing there are things in this world that aren't black and white. You don't know what to file me under, and that makes you uncomfortable. Or perhaps you've already made up your mind about me. Why don't you tell me who you think I am?
You're a con artist.
I haven't asked anyone for a penny.
Trusted. You need her. Penn tried.
Good evening, Chief Dupont.
Dorota's family, what does the tarot say about them? Bronwyn ever been arrested? Dorota's family.
I can do a reading if you want. It's the Five of Cups. It talks about loss and dealing with that loss. I don't think you need a tarot reader to interpret that one.
Bronwyn ever been arrested?
Not since I've met her. She's a lawful good type character, if you play D&D.
Lexi ever been in trouble with the police?
No. Not to my knowledge. She's sweet and innocent. Or haven't you picked up on that yet?
Hard. The gnawing emptiness of the house was bad enough without the gnawing in her.
Oh, Chief Inspector, you gave me a shock. What is it? What have I done?
Tell me about Bronwyn. Why are you here in August?
Well, it's not for the nightlife, I can tell you that. This is where the cards told us to go. I guess you could call it destiny.
Do you know anyone here? What's wrong with the nightlife?
There isn't any. And sometimes a girl needs a party.
Tell me about Bronwyn.
Nothing. I mean, I was here all night. This cat's on her. Bron can vouch for me.
Tell me.
She's an Aquarius. Her favourite colour is green. What else do you need to know?
Is she your leader? Has she killed before? Are you prepared to go to jail for her?
Leader? This isn't a cult. She looks after me and Rain. Make sure we eat healthy and brush our teeth.
Anymore. She just had to do as she was told. Like the good girl she always was. After a couple of weeks, Penn's little fat roll shrank away.
Ja, ich
Like
denke
an
mal,
addict mouse she'd foolishly dreamed of keeping.
It's 6 o'clock, and
Yes.
you're listening to Radio August. Police investigating the murder of Dorota Shaw are appealing to the community to help catch her killer. The body of 21-year-old Miss Shaw, an accomplished cellist, was found in her home last night. Police are describing the murder as a violent and despicable act. Monroe?
It's just terrible. Meanwhile, out of respect for the victim and her family, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced shortly, so do stay tuned to Radio August for updates.
I heard Dorota Shaw was due to play this weekend.
At the Tulip Festival.
Indeed. I understand why they'd want to postpone it. Tonight the weather will be mostly dry and warm, but be on the lookout for dark clouds on the horizon, as there may be scattered showers. Best take an umbrella, Monroe, so you don't get wet.
I like getting wet. That's 6 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
ich werde gern nass. Na, das lassen wir mal so im Raum stehen. Ja, ich würde sagen, nächstes Kapitel. Wir haben ja soweit eigentlich alles geklärt, ne? Also komm, zack, nächstes Kapitel.
But it's heavy, like really heavy.
Ja.
Okay, I'm gonna explain.
Fahren jetzt mal
Who
zu
are you?
Oscar, zu ihrem Freund. Oh, ich bin ein gestaltenwandelnder Detektiv. Das ist das erste Mal, okay. Also nehmen wir mal das hier.
Right, because the local police are so rubbish. It's been a day, a whole day. It's typical of them. Yeah, I went round there in the afternoon. Her parents were at work, and we were, hanging out. I left at about 5.
Okay. Und wo warst du um 21 Uhr gestern Abend?
Playing football. It was just 5-a-side. Finished at about 9:30. I called her, but she never picked up. Not much. They always seemed happy to see me. I don't think they meant it. They wanted Dorota to focus on her music. Not long, a couple of months maybe. We did care for each other. No? Why? Violet Gallagher? What's it got to do with her? Bitch. Mind you, it's not exactly damning, coming from someone as frigid as her. She's all prim and proper with it. Sorry, it's just, why do people say things like that? You're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. What, you mean watching us? That's disturbing. No, it couldn't have been. The only place he could have hidden would be in the closet, and I suppose someone could have hidden in the closet. Well, yeah, it's big enough for 2 people to have sex in. On all 4s. And she had a few kinks, nothing weird. Yeah, a band from the 60s. I'm not discussing this with you. Clothes, mainly. I did see something that freaked me out a bit. She had a wedding dress in there. She knew I'd seen it, but we never talked about it. Not even as a joke.
The insurance, it's off. As I reach the steel wall, the garage plunges into...
Any more news on Oscar Wainwright? Yep, that's what you told me too. Not a suspect. Just the tarot readers. No one else is remotely suspicious compared to them. Dorota's an only child. She lived with her mum and dad. Monday night was movie night, so they'd go and watch the 8 o'clock at the Odeon. Dorota would get the house to herself. They're devastated, naturally. They left town to stay with relatives. You didn't do it, Sam. Although, perhaps I should have made them stay. Rain says he was praying in his room, alone. Nobody corroborates. Bronwyn and Lexi say they were in the same room last night. Shame they can't agree which one. Oscar's not a suspect. He was playing football last night with lots of witnesses. According to Oscar, Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet, which is strange. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. That's it.
All that's left is my sobbing. Until Emma slowly rises.
You're listening to Radio August. Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
She flaunts herself. Her body. Had boudoir photographs taken. Who do you think those photos were for, Sam? Her mother? Not really, just gossip. Apparently she went to have some portrait photos done and started stripping off. Weston's photographic. Zach Weston. He'll get himself into trouble one of these days. If you keep taking pictures of pretty girls in their underwear, somebody's going to get upset. Zach's the local photographer. You should go and talk to him, Sam. You're good at talking. At Weston's photographic? Off the high road? It's late, but he's always there. Sorry, Sam, I forgot you've only been here an hour or so. You've come and gone so much already, it feels like you've been here much longer. The vicar's son? No, as far as I can tell, Oscar is a good boy. But we've all got different faces now, haven't we, Sam? Masks we wear. I could be a satanic cultist behind closed doors, but you'd never know, would you, Sam?
Day on the moon, or was it night? It was hard to tell up here. Dmitri boarded the elevator to the excavation site, as he had been doing for the last 248 days. He was joined in the elevator by the other 3 members of his scientific team. Dr. Ian Remington, Dr. Hanako Yutani,
Oh, she gets easily confused. Youth of today. Fine. Jeeve Dupont was breathing down her neck, so we thought it would be simpler if we stuck together. If these walls weren't separating our rooms, then technically it'd be true. To protect Lexi. None of this is her fault, and she gets anxious easily. I was just trying to take the pressure off. I'm sorry, Sam. I never usually lie. Rain's a big boy. He can handle himself. Besides, I'd be highly suspicious if Rain claimed to be doing anything else other than reading on a Monday night. That's pretty much all he does every night. Yes, he came to see me. He wanted to know that she was okay, spiritually speaking. No, I wouldn't know how. I'm a tarot reader, not a medium. Maybe I should have pretended, though. Made up some fake message from her to give him some comfort. You lie once, and you just have to keep going, don't you?
him questioningly as they waited for him to elaborate. All probes so far have malfunctioned at a depth of 500 meters.
Sam, what can I do for you? We didn't. Lexi used a Ouija board to get the name. It kinda did. It's hard getting an exact name out of 78 cards, but considering we'd never heard of Dorota Shaw, it painted a pretty good picture otherwise. No. Lexi needs to give it context from the tarot reading. A lot of the time it comes up with nothing. Or a sordid comment directed at Lexi. I think that's why she keeps using it, to be honest. Once we thought there was going to be a murder, Lexi used the Ouija board to find out the victim's name. It spelled out Dorota. Just... This is going to sound weird. Most people believe Ouija boards contact the dead. So if Lexi contacts a dead person, that person needs to know what happens in the future. Ergo, maybe the person she's contacting is from the future. A time traveler who died here. Yes. Well, not just time travel, time and space travel is also possible. If we accept the fact there are multiple realities, we must also accept there are others like us who found a way to travel between these realities. Birmingham. We couldn't save anyone there either. The problem with travellers is... Well, let's put a pin in this one, Sam. Let me ask Bronwyn. If she says it's okay to talk about it, it's okay to talk about it. We're trying to save people. I said we're trying. We have a gift. We have Mercury, the tarot. It tells us where bad things are going to happen, and we try and stop them.
400, 500, 600,
700.
It's Lexi's. I like to think it works the way most metaphysical things work, through energy. Everything is energy. You, me, that chair. If you focus hard enough on something, you attract energy, like an electrical current that connects A to B and lights up a bulb.
Under this deep and dark void. All right, let's have some light, he said as he turned on the small lamp on his helmet.
Hi Sam, back from war already? No, I think Bronwyn met him though. You'd have to ask her, or him. It's not my place to say. I didn't. How did you find out? Am I in trouble? Ron was worried about me not having an alibi. She was logged in doing phone readings, so she's alright. But there's nothing to prove that I was here. I was though, cross my heart and hope to die. Oh, it's just your run-of-the-mill spirit communication device. Want to know how it works? Cool, okay. So Ouija boards send us messages from the spirit world, right? But where is the spirit world? I mean, there's planets and stars and space. The spirit world must be really far away beyond all that. We're so far to travel, messages from the spirit world must take ages to get here. Like how light from the sun takes 8 minutes or something to reach us. You still with me? Oh, you're sweet. Where was I? Oh, so here's my point. The spirit world is actually several hours ahead of us. That's how we get messages about things that haven't happened yet. That's how we got Dorota's name. Because in the spirit world, she was already dead. I know, mind-blowing. Traveller, that's a really old role-playing game, isn't it? Oh, did you now? Well then, you know what I know. I guess you must be a part of our inner circle. How does it feel? Cheeky? Are you flirting with me? Oh dear, am I blushing again? There's a murder to solve. Maybe you should do that first, then me. No, not like that.
What's going on, Dr. Sheffield? Dr. Whitfield's voice was music to Dimitri's ears. Get me back up. Later that day, Dimitri returned to his private quarters and plumped down on the bed.
Your ability isn't endless. It will run out at some point.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
Things he had copied, much to her delight and gratitude.
Dorota had a boyfriend.
Oscar, the guy I met this morning? The one I told you about. Yes.
What did he want?
Answers. Reassurance. Forgiveness.
Do you think he killed her?
Not considering what he asked me to do.
It was a concept to be closely associated with wickedness, something to be punished. As he contemplated the days to go back home, he awoke later that night.
I feel sad for Oscar.
Bronwyn said to stay away from him and the family. We're drawing too much attention to ourselves. We won't be able to finish our job.
Job?
Are you wearing a wire? You know why we're here. Don't make me say it.
Say it.
No. Stop being silly.
Out of them. His befuddlement slowly turned to horror as he came to the terrifying realization that he had gone blind.
Hi, I'm Bronwyn. I'm Bronwyn.
Consistently occupied by crew members returning from their shifts.
I'm truly sorry about Dorota.
I didn't really know her. I saw her pictures in the newspaper. Can't remember what for right now.
I didn't see you here last night.
What are you implying?
It's just suspicious.
I didn't even know the girl. You predicted her murder. Who's more suspicious?
Sound. Fear slowly starts to take hold of Dmitri. Just when he was about to turn around and run...
Didn't expect you to come back. Have you contacted Dorota?
No. Yes. Yes. She says you know who killed her.
She said what? Why would she say that? She'd never have said that. Why are you lying to me?
I'm probably confused. Sorry.
I knew. Maybe it's someone I know? Is that what she means?
I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction. Do you get on with Dorota's family?
Not really. Especially not now. They're convinced I got her into the wrong crowd or something. Am I really a bad influence?
Yes. No.
Thanks, Bronwyn. I know it's a bit soon, but maybe we can grab coffee sometime? Just to chat about things.
No thanks. Yes, that would be nice.
I like you, Bronwyn. How about soon? How about tonight? I can come to the guest house?
No, you can't. Sure.
So it's a date? Sort of. I'll see you soon.
I'm sorry the police ignored our prediction.
It's okay, just... How did you know? How did you come up with a name and then she's gone?
She's not gone. She's waiting to pass. How could someone even get into Dorota's bedroom?
The usual way? The front door. Like, it's a townhouse and she's on the 3rd floor. So, other than teleporting or a big ladder, that's the only way. Hi. Hey. Hello. Sorry, I'm not used to dating so soon.
I'm actually not in the mood anymore. It's okay. We can take it slowly.
Oh, I wasn't sure I was thinking on doing anything, physical.
Get up on the bed. It's okay. Get up on the bed.
I really don't think I'm ready for this.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me. Shh, baby, just a little pressure down there.
No, wait, please. Can you just get off me, please?
I'm sorry, you're right. Oh, I want you inside me.
Get off me! Get off! I can't do this. I don't care what the chief wants. I just can't. How can you want to sleep with me? Did you kill her? Did you kill Dorota?
Yes. No.
Yes, you did. You liar, you did.
His gaze dropped to the floor. Yes, I think so. There was a long silence, and he didn't dare guess what the others thought of him.
Oh, Bron, I'm so glad you're here. We need to talk.
Is something wrong?
No one can hear us, right? I mean, I'm assuming this room isn't bugged, although knowing Violet, there's probably cameras everywhere.
You think Violet's a voyeur?
Probably. I don't know. She has that look about her, don't you think? Like she knows something she's not letting on. I wouldn't be surprised if there's cameras hidden in the wardrobe.
What have you got to hide?
Nothing. Though I'd rather she didn't see me dancing around in my underwear. I only do that for people I love.
Do you love me?
Of course I do, Bron. See? And now that's on film. I hope you enjoyed that, Violet. Listen, we need to talk about our alibi.
What about our alibi?
I know you said it would be better if we said we were together, but lying about your alibi, that's pretty serious. Are you sure it was a good idea?
We should do whatever it takes.
You're acting like we've got something to hide. Bron, is there something you're not telling me? Why'd you ask me to lie? Were you really in your room all night?
Yes. No.
Where were you? Bron, don't mess me around, you're scaring me.
I'm just kidding, I was here all night.
Not funny.
Stairs of a tall stone tower, and it just keeps going up and up and up.
You can tell Sam about Birmingham. What did you...
I told them the truth, that I was in my room. I'm not sure if they can fact check it, but it's the only alibi I've got. Kind of wish we'd all stuck together now.
When should we do another reading? The police...
Looks that way. Have you been feeling possessed lately?
Why possessed?
You're kidding, right?
You can tell Sam about Birmingham.
Well, what can I tell Sam that you haven't already?
You know Sam likes a fact check.
I don't really know Sam. But if you're sure, then I guess I'm sure.
But what I can say to you, Simeon, is that you need to start believing in yourself. It's very important that you believe in yourself, and if good things happen to you, then please and keep striving for the best. Thank you for your dreams. You're listening to Radio August, Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
But this monster was not that limited. All this needed was an audience to be... Oh, easy here. There's so much theatricality surrounding this.
I changed your sheets last night, and you weren't here.
That's impossible. I was in that room praying the entire time, and those sheets have definitely not been changed, I can assure you. Are you trying to frame me?
It started with one, the first domino to be pushed down. They're easier to infect, young. They listen. It took time for her fall. Sooner or later, she wave to feast upon.
Violet.
Isn't. Until the virus got her, until the sickness spread, the demon could only enjoy that girl.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
In the heart of his host until there would be nothing left. and only the fall could quiet him, and he could infect someone else.
Chief DuPont, there's been loads of people coming around asking questions. I don't even know half of them.
Did Dorota collect coins?
Not that I know of. She collected thimbles. She said she didn't need any. She had hard calluses on her fingers from all the cello.
Have you looked in Dorota's bedroom? Did Dorota have any enemies?
Maybe anyone else going for a Juilliard scholarship? But other than that, not really.
Lonely, near tonight, when she finally had enough of the burning in her chest, the weight on her shoulders, the...
Why is Sam still questioning me? Do I need to bring up Mr. Hedges again?
Are you threatening me?
Excuse me? Of course not. We just agreed that with the meds I'm on, stuff like this might get out. Remember?
just nature. She knew where this sickness was going as easily as she was afraid as much as calm. Take my ring. No, I love it, but I don't need it anymore. When I'm gone, Mom will...
You have a recognizable knock, Chief Dupont. I'll remember not to answer next time.
Do you know Dorota's boyfriend?
I've met him once, yes.
Just the once?
Unless I've got a body double walking around, yes. Just the once. We talked in confidence. You'll need to ask him if you want the juicy details.
Round her pillow as she laid back, holding the bottle above her. Rising to the demon parasite in her heart. Of course they... What's it matter anyway? Yeah, and the bottle over. No longer a burden, no more pain.
It's 7 o'clock, and here's the latest August update. Chief DuPont of August Police is urging residents to be vigilant tonight following the brutal murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw. Whilst he stresses there is no immediate threat to the community at large, residents should be on the lookout until the killer is in police custody. Miss Shaw was found strangled in her bedroom home last night. Poe, I heard she was found by her mother.
Truly awful. Mother caught me up to all sorts of mischief in my bedroom. Also in the news, emergency services were called to the crossroads at Grange Avenue and Church Street following a collision between two cars. There are no reports of any serious injuries, but you might want to take a different route for now.
Oh no. It's going to be one of those nights, Poe.
Stick with me, doll. I'll keep you safe.
I'm not going anywhere. That's 7 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
An old bedfellow. But the virus wasn't quite spreading yet.
Sorry, we're closed. Come back tomorrow or make an appointment online. Yes. What do you want? The Shores. Oh. You mean that girl who got killed? What was her name? Dorothy? I see a lot of faces in my studio, but I'm not good with names. Wait. Dorota? I remember now. For the August Chronicle. She won some sort of award. I remember her cello. It kept reflecting the flash and ruining the shot. No, I went to her house, along with the reporter. It's better with these human interest stories to capture them in a natural habitat. If you asked me to drive there without my sat-nav, no. No, actually, I've been running a special offer on portraits since she came in for a studio session. Wait there. As you can see, there's photos here. Her on the cello. Now this one's in colour. Beautiful hair. Oh, legs wrapped around. Another one here. Oh, hang on. Do you see what I see? Nothing. She's just a very attractive girl. That's all. What do you mean? I don't think I like what you're implying, Detective. Is that all? Friends? Yes. I know Violet very well. Violet takes it very well, actually. I like him like that. With a frosty exterior comes a soft, warm center. I'm sorry my analogy wasn't explicit enough for you. Yes, we have sex. Here. I'm usually here most nights. Only the roof rats.
Dreams?
And nightmare.
No? Who's that? Never heard of him. Who what? Boudoir photos? She sent some private photos to me by phone. Do you mean them? I get it now. That's why you're asking about Zach Weston. Maybe I should pay him a visit. How did you hear about that? Anyway, it wasn't a date. I was doing a favour for Chief DuPont. Only lasted a few minutes. Are you working with him or not? Look, if you don't want to tell you, then I'm not gonna.
Wondering what the shopping stands for, whether it's... If you have anything else on Zach Weston, let me know. That's what he says, but no one can back him up. He's on my radar now. I think you're supposed to tell me that. If he was taking photos of Dorota, maybe he fell for her? And the feeling wasn't mutual. Artists have muses, apparently. Wish I had one. And I'm all for a good boudoir picture, but who are they for? There's definitely a strong connection between those two then. Well, unless they were for Oscar, I don't know. Unless there's someone else about to come out of the woodwork. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. Zach says he's sleeping with Violet, which I doubt. Zach did other photo sessions with Dorota. Boudoir. I wonder what else he's not telling us. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. Bronwyn and Lexi lied about being together last night. You're still following up Birmingham. Keep me posted. Yeah, you mentioned the word traveller to me, but he's nothing. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
The relationship that you have with someone should be equal. And maybe that is something that perhaps, Gabby, you might have to challenge in your life. What do you think, Poe?
That's some...
Do we really have to? How vulgar. Yes, I suppose that is what he'd say. But I've never let him lay a finger on me. He says we're in a relationship, but he doesn't act like it. He thinks he's irresistible to women? No.
The closing of the eyes. I mean, that's interesting. So the person she's observing in the dream is.
Sam, look, I can't talk right now. I'm doing phone readings. Gotta pay for a job somehow. Lexi's locked in till 8 too. I can sort you out afterwards, yeah?
Who's dreaming is trying to project onto the other person.
I met him yesterday, doing the rounds, looking for reading work. Actually, he did mention Dorota. He said there was this girl he was planning to meet up with. Said she was alone every Monday night because her parents go to the cinema. Do you know what that means? It was Dorota Shaw. Fine, Sam. Birmingham. Mercury took us to Birmingham. We didn't know what for. We never really know what for. But we turned up. It started with a girl, Ginny. She was South African. I only mention it because that was its thing. Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but in hindsight, it was after South African girls. 3 to be exact. The Traveller wanted 3. You should ask Bronwyn. She's the one that knows about rights. I just know it normally involves 3, and all 3 share a common attribute. I guess you might call them demons, in as much as they can get inside us. They come from other worlds. Kind of, yeah. Quantum physics is real, didn't you know? There are many universes. In technical terms, a traveller is a trans-dimensional being far more superior to us, in as much as they can choose which reality to hang out in. We just get this one. Yes, disturbingly. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. They choose a reality/universe where they actually evolve to become the person they're possessing. So they jump in a few million years before our timelines intersect. They can't just jump into someone. It takes a few hours for that. They make the decision before they travel, which is why we can catch them. Yes, probably. The tarot doesn't just sat-nav us to normal murders.
Because the skin shedding relates to personal transformation.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I was close, but your explanation is so much nicer.
Thank you for your dreams.
I'm Zach Weston. Just sharpening my powers of persuasion.
There could be animals, and some people might interpret.
Zach! What are you doing here? Quick, don't let anyone see you.
Why don't you want anyone to see me? Everyone's talking about Dorota.
I know. But I suppose people like that attract trouble.
People like what?
Homewreckers. Anyway, I hope you didn't just come here to talk about Dorota.
Why don't you want anyone to see me? Are you happy Dorota's dead?
I didn't say that. But we both know what Dorota was like. She practically threw herself at you.
She didn't throw herself at me.
Don't play games with me, Zach. You know how insecure I get.
Why don't you want anyone to see me?
What? You're the one who said we shouldn't be seen together. What are you doing here?
I wanted to make sure we were still okay.
What did you do? What did you say to Sam?
Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Vanessa. The hole in her chest is the size of a cigarette.
Zach, let me stop you there. You are one creepy fellow. Now, I don't know what you had going on with Dorota, but I don't want anything to do with it. Do not come back here. Please.
It's only Wednesday. Her name was Vanessa Quinn, and she was an onomat, or so she said. Even now, if she was an onomat, she wasn't anymore. She told me to shoot her, so I did. Onomats are supposed to have that power. They tell you to... Except I think I shot her because I wanted to. That's a long story. Bang, bang, bang. The office door shook with the knocking from outside.
Hello, I'm Rain. I'm Rain.
And there it is, in the bottom drawer, the patchwork quilt Mom sent me over 2
You have a lovely guest house.
It is quaint, isn't it? It's all my parents had when they died. They're literally sitting in my inheritance.
How did your parents die?
Father died first. Heart attack. They found him in the freezer when Mother died. She had a pulmonary embolism. I didn't really talk to them much.
Freezer?
Yes, she kept him in the chest freezer because she didn't want to be alone. It stored him perfectly. Still use it today.
It's appreciatively. Mind if I try? I protest as she sits down, but it's too late. She's definitely sitting on... She's armed, so I'll need to be quicker, or maybe run. The window, I could jump, say 20 flights. It's soft, she says. It's then I realize... Throw remains. Still...
Rain! I'm surprised to see you here. I take it you know about Dorota already. All that stuff we talked about yesterday, that's strictly between you and me.
What stuff?
That's the spirit. Now, I think it's best if we don't get caught speaking to each other. Overcautious, I'm sure, but I think it's for the best nonetheless. Maybe we can get together for a lad's night out after this is all blown over. Yeah?
Okay.
Great. Well, I'll see you soon.
If you find one, shoot it. That's the only way to deal with them. That's how we deal with them. On. I shut the door firmly behind her and retrieved the gun firmly behind me. Believe me now? But I just shot you. You didn't shoot. My alpaca couch, I asked hopefully. Alpaca took it in the chest. I grimaced. 6 weeks wasted. I knew I had a reason for wanting her dead. I point the gun at her and sneer.
I bet he is. It was that thing I told you about Dorota. I mean, I didn't know it was her then. He wanted to show me these explicit photos of her, but I refused. And that's when he told me about her being alone on Mondays. I wonder who else he told that to.
My lucky day, I say. She places a softly scented palm on my forehead and whispers, because you're an...
It's 8 o'clock and time for another August update. Police investigating the death of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw have said there's no evidence to connect her boyfriend to the murder. Chief DuPont's statement was delivered in response to speculation from local residents that it was a crime of passion. Miss Shaw's strangled body was found by her mother around 10 p.m. last night in what the chief is calling a puzzling crime.
I can't believe people are gossiping already, Poe.
It's always the person closest to the victim, isn't that what they say?
But that poor boy. A reminder also that due to the murder, this weekend's Tulip Festival has been postponed. New dates will be announced soon. The weather's getting worse tonight with heavy rain forecast. So if you're heading out, you might want to take a jacket or a cap.
Or wear the jacket in the cab. That's 8 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Sam, I've got news. We've done a reading.
It's a 5 of Swords. That's the same card as yesterday.
Let's hope it's not the Knight of Wands. This doesn't look good.
It's fine. This happens all the time. There are 78 cards in a deck. The same ones come up a lot.
I get it, but we drew the exact same cards yesterday. What are the odds of pulling all 3 again?
1 in 474,552. I know. I get asked a lot.
Bet it's a 10 of Swords.
It's happening again. There's going to be another murder. Then Lexi did her thing, and now we have a name. Alice Munro.
Now, Poe, what do you think that dream could mean?
Very interesting.
You must be Sam. I just got off the phone with Chief DuPont. I can't believe it. First Dorota, now me. Yes, we were friends. I hadn't known her for long, only a few weeks. We met at the gala. I was hosting and she was playing the cello, you know? I guess we talked for a little while and then she asked me for a drink after the show. After we'd had a few drinks, she invited me back to her house. I thought we were just gonna chat, watch a movie, that sort of thing. Then she kissed me. I was so shocked. She was so attractive. So I kissed her back. This is just between us, right? We fooled around. I don't have many friends, Sam. Everyone thinks because I'm on the radio, I have tons of friends, so nobody ever approaches me. I get lonely. But Dorota was my friend, and I liked making her happy. Poe and Dorota, people I say hi to, I have thousands of followers and subscribers, and they keep me feeling warm when I'm down, but they're not friends. I do get the odd stalker, but that isn't something anyone wants. Oscar, yeah. She was a bit confused. When we started seeing each other, she didn't like him touching her anymore. I didn't mind, but she did. So I told her if he wanted to get sexual, then maybe she should try something else. I said some guys like to watch, so tell him it would be sexy if he could look but he couldn't touch. As far as I know, it worked.
She told Oscar to watch from her walk-in wardrobe. When he was at a safe distance, she put on a show. She faked it. She told me she faked it. But you'd know best. I don't think so. We were very discreet. It was more fun that way. We're co-hosts on the radio. Oh, sorry. You know that already. We've been partners for 2 years now. He's a good friend. Can't we be both, Sam? Poe's his radio name. He's actually John Poe. He's on air now, but you can come back at 8:30 if you want to see him. On air? We both were. We broadcast live hourly news reports. It's how we keep our funding. Not very well. He's done a few shoots of me and Poe to promote the show. He's fine. He keeps asking me to pose for him, you know, without any clothes on. I always say no. No. Sorry. I did have a strange dream last night, though. I was a Hollywood actress, and there were hundreds of magazines and newspapers all piling up on the red carpet, and they all had my picture on the front cover. But the red carpet wasn't carpet. It was a pool of blood, and it seeped through all the pages. Then I woke up. What do you think that means, Sam? I don't know what. I mean, I'm anxious now. Maybe it was predicting Dorota's death. Or mine. Just don't hurt me. Or let me get hurt. Sam, you forgot your phone.
Outstretched in front of me, as if Blue passed out.
Monroe. Everyone knows her. She's a local radio star here. Always get the shot, Sam. One way or another.
Are you okay? She lay on her back. Her legs were twisted onto her side, but her upper body was twisted, with her back flat on the road.
Excellent work. Gold star for you. Oh, hello. This is my goddaughter, Sophia. She's only 9 and she's a maths genius.
Hello.
I have to pop to my room to get something. Be nice to her while I'm gone. Otherwise I might have to smother you in your sleep.
What's your name? I'm Sophia. Pleased to meet you. You want to know a secret? Violet was taken by aliens in their ship. Shh. She doesn't want anyone to know.
Sorry about that. Sophia, your mother will be here for you soon, so run along and wait. Now, Sam, how can I help you? Of course. Poe and Monroe. She's on the radio. Yes, I believe I did. She was here once for something. I don't remember now. She has a wicked imagination for her age. I was seeing and hearing things that weren't there. That's why I'm taking pills. I needed to confide in someone, so I told Chief Dupont. Just Chief Dupont. And now you, apparently. Why are you talking about this again? You understand, every time you mention abduction, it opens up a vault of crushing memories that I'd rather stay locked up. No. Not even the moon. I don't really want to. About a month ago, the guest house was empty and I was alone in my bedroom. All I could hear was dripping. Cold tap. Drip. 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 And then it began. I could smell iron, a strong metallic smell. Then I could taste it on my tongue. And then weightlessness, like time and space had stopped. That was the first time they took me. It's happened 5 times, even on clozapine. Get that strange aura, then I'm gone. I had tests for epilepsy, amongst other things. All the scans were normal. As far as I know, I've gone. It's difficult to explain. I'm stuck in the wall of an enormous room made from these wooden vines, except the vines slowly move and drip with pain. My head is pushed out like I'm a trophy. If I look to my side, there are others, heads, all prisoners, being experimented on. They rearrange us like decorations, suck us backwards into the darkness and then thrust us back through the wall. And when they return me home, I'm broken. Cuts. Bruises. Memories.
The day to a premature dusk, and the cold wind had driven people off the streets, and this old-timer was out late. The youths nodded to each other, took final swigs from their cans of beer, and strolled blithely down the pavement, tracking the pensioner.
No. I can do a reading if you want. Nine of Cups. This is a very positive card. Is Zach a suspect? Something feels wrong. He's too smug, too self-congratulating, like he's got away with something. I don't like this, Sam. I don't like this one bit at all. I've heard on the radio, but other than that, I don't know anything about her. I want to help though. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Although we can be sure of one thing. Yeah, she sounded blonde on the radio, but Mercury called her as a redhead. A little bit. What did you want to know? A rite can take many forms, but from what we know about these travelers, it seems to be performing some kind of coming-of-age ceremony. Yes, a rite of passage. Running havoc in our dimension is rewarded in theirs. Not fair, is it? 3 is a powerful number. There's a divine balance to it, in our universe anyway. But maybe it doesn't mean anything where the traveler's from. Maybe 3 is just the carry-on limit for interdimensional travel. Yes, of course, anything. I've already been doing that, but sure, I'll keep at it. Maybe it'll feel sorry for me and finally put out. Was it a gold coin? That's more of a serial killer thing than a possessed by a traveler thing. It's a bit showy, but well, there's no guarantees.
One's cameras. They take the train down to King's Cross. More anonymous.
Yes, I met her at the radio station. I was offering my services. Earning a living's tricky when you travel around as much as we do. And last time I checked, Violet wasn't offering us room and board for free. In Birmingham, it was a man called Yuri Harris. He worked as a butcher. He beheaded all 3 girls within hours of each other. We couldn't stop it. He pleaded not guilty for reason of temporary insanity. The Butcher of Birmingham received 3 life sentences and won't be seeing the light of day anytime soon. We know it wasn't him, though. We know it was a traveler.
Slow. Within me, the beast snarls and slobbers.
So what's the news about Ellis? I feel so useless sitting here. I want to help. Yes, please use me. Tell me what to do. You got it. Me and the spirit world are going to have a serious chat. I'll get back to you when I find something.
Ladder of the footsteps, there is only one person following me. That is good. I don't know how...
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Wife is out of the question. I simply cannot afford... Relationships have foundered on this rock. You won't... than a few times. It's true. I will not tell them why. There's no predictable pattern to it. Years can go on quietly, but...
Sam, do me a favor, go easy on Violet. If we need to get anything out of her, let me deal with it. She'll open up to me. What do you know about it? It's probably a bit more nuanced than that, but maybe. We've got a new target, Ellis Monroe. Ellis said she was in a relationship with Dorota. She kissed a girl and she liked it. She told you where John Pope, or Poe, is going to be next. Rain still says he was praying in his room, alone. You say Bronwyn and Lexi's alibis don't add up. Rain's confirmed he met Ellis at the radio station. Picking his next victim, maybe? Lexi's doing some investigating for you. As if that'll help. Rain told you about the Butcher of Birmingham. It's a thing. Made an interesting read. Those tarot readers hang out with death. His explanation of it, it's all fairy tales, so I'm not getting involved. Violet says she doesn't remember last night, but I've got that in hand. Violet told you about her brush with aliens? You seem far too interested in those kind of things. Zach Weston says he was in his studio last night. No one corroborates. And he keeps asking Ellis to pose nude. Could be motive. Oscar's in the clear. He was playing football last night. He said that Dorota had a wedding dress in her closet. Not many people would know that. That's it.
Hey, mate. You got a light? His voice is higher pitched than I expected. Nerves making him speak, perhaps. I turn slowly as if I'm a little off balance.
You're only alive because we want you to be.
Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm Lexi.
In need of his medicine. Well,
Lexi Korn, how thin are these walls?
What do you mean the walls are thin?
I can hear you screaming at your Ouija board. Last night too. I feel like I've heard your whole life story.
What did you hear?
Does Sam like me? Is Violet a lesbian? Will Ellis die? Will Bronwyn die? That last one, don't worry about that.
Why not? Because you're immortal.
Oh, hi. I am Bronwyn MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, and I am immortal. You silly badger.
Hunter now becomes the hunted, freezes. My hand. My right hand crushes his larynx as the left.
Our job is so stressful.
Tell me about it. Chasing around the unknown, trying to triumph good over evil, generally standing around helpless watching people die.
Why do we do it?
For me, it's a common decency thing. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. Did you know the Earth was overrun by trans-dimensional evil? Want to help fix it? Sure.
Trans-dimensional evil?
I'll read the manual, Lex. People are afraid of ghosts, zombies, and aliens. They never even think to consider the possibility that there are millions of universes, potentially with millions of predators, all far more evolved than we are. What are our chances of victory? Minuscule. But if we don't fight at all, 0.
Walk briskly and purposefully away from the broken heap in the shadows, a long walk to the night bus, past a couple of stops, missing one bus, missed the street light.
Sorry, we're closed. Unless you're here for something else.
I'm a friend of Dorota's.
Dorota? I'm sorry about what happened.
Dorota told me things about you.
Things? That's ominously vague. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Lexi.
Lexi? I like it. It's got an edge.
Dorota says she knew you. You're dating Violet, aren't you?
No, we're just friends.
That's not what you told Sam.
Sam? Who are you? Are you working with the police too?
I'm helping Sam with the case. Don't worry, I'm not with the police.
I'm not worried. I just don't like being lied to.
Dorota says she knew you. I know what you did to Dorota.
I didn't do anything to Dorota.
You killed her. You seduced her.
You make it sound so sordid. Dorota didn't do anything she didn't want to.
Dorota says she knew you.
Yeah, she had a portrait session with me. Can I get you a drink?
No thanks. Sure.
Here, I've only got vodka. You're old enough to drink, right?
Of course. Does it?
I like you already.
Of two young men.
Dark Nights with Poe and Monroe.
Vanessa, read by Tex Murphy. The hole in her chest is the size.
I'm Oscar. Is there anything else I can do?
She said. I'm not sure I believe they exist. Even now, if she was an automat, she wasn't anymore. She told me to shoot her, so I did. They tell you to do something, and then you can't.
Oscar, I'm so sorry. What can I do?
Were you seeing Dorota?
Oscar, it's so much more complicated than that.
Why didn't you save her? Is it really? Tell me.
Oscar, I didn't mean to hurt anyone. That's not who I am. I go out of my way to help people, to be kind to them.
So were you helping or being kind?
I had feelings for her, Oscar. You should understand that. I'm sorry this is how you had to hear it. But maybe she didn't tell you because she was leaving me. I don't know. I'm sorry. I truly am.
I forgive you. You wanna
How?
Maybe if I knew what Dorota saw in you, it'd help.
What do you mean?
We should sleep together.
That's fair. I'll just freshen up and you can put it in me while I think of Dorota's cold, lifeless body. That way, at least one of us is still thinking of her. You can go now.
Body. She's armed, so I'll need to be quicker, or maybe run. The window, I could jump, say...
Oscar, good. You got my message. Got some things to show you.
What have you got?
Does, this mean anything to you?
That's Dorota.
And what if I showed you this?
Alice Monroe.
Do you know her?
She's from the radio.
And if I do this? No? Anything?
What are you doing?
That'll be all. You can go now.
You don't want to hear anything, not from an automat. If you find one, shoot it. That's the only way to deal with them. That's how we deal with them. With that, she's gone. I shut the door firmly behind her. Believe me now? I know that voice. Couch. Just like before I shot her. I believe... But I just shot you. You didn't shoot me, she smiles. I did. So, my alpaca couch, I ask her. Gun at her and sneer. What do you want from me? You mean like, babies? No. Move towards her, because I wanted to. It's your lucky day, she said. I just got away with murder. It's my lucky day, I say. She places a softly scented palm on my forehead and whispers. She kisses me on the cheek. Now, go and tell the...
Shop. Do you have an inkling what this might be?
So, what I can see here are 3 small metal bells attached to what looks like...
Hi, Hi, I'm Chief DuPont.
The bells are very cute.
Mm-hmm.
They've got small engraved...
Claude.
Bells.
Cowbells.
Chief, what a surprise to see you. Again.
Why didn't you tell me Ellis was next?
I told you Dorota was first. And that didn't turn out very well, did it? Let's hope Sam does a better job than you did.
Verse. The purpose of most spirit chimes... No. However, these ones are to invite spirits in. Unfortunately, they don't work. I mean, I've had them hanging up at the station for a few months now. Unless, Monroe, have you noticed any spirits turning up?
Chief, I wanted to ask you something.
Is it about the boudoir photos? What did you want to ask?
Am I still a suspect?
Yes. No.
Okay. Good. Listen, I think I might get out of this place soon. I need some space.
Is it about the boudoir photos?
Yeah. So it's true then?
I haven't seen them. I'm sorry. It's all...
I didn't get them. Now I feel like I'm the only person who hasn't seen them.
Time oozed like molasses, cowering in the closet. Center of the loft.
Chief DuPont, thanks for calling in.
I'm just checking you're safe.
At the moment, my heart's beating 1,000 times a minute and I can't sit still. Every noise or knock on the door makes me jump out of my skin, and I keep looking behind me. Is that safe?
Have I ever let you down? What's really worrying you?
That you're just saying you're doing things when you're not actually doing anything. What's the plan, Chief DuPont? How do we stop this from happening? How do we stop me from dying?
Not just undelusions of hair or clothes, but a subtle morphing. The robes were fish scales, briefly, but again, becoming cloth. The draggled hair was seaweed, then tentacles, each topped with an eyeball, only they weren't, except for a moment. The head was a monstrous mouth of some deep-sea horror, ringed with row on row of teeth, too impossibly large to fit in the room, and yet, there it was, until it wasn't.
Hello, I'm Violet. I'm Violet.
And there was a long expanse of the room. Footsteps echoed on of pursuit up by a nightmare. A cold gaze grasped at my back. The air was thickened.
Hello, lovely. Take a look at this. It's a picture of Dorota.
I don't want to see pictures of your conquests.
It's not like that. It's just a press photo. Do you see anything in it?
A girl holding a cello.
You don't see any movement. Just Dorota.
And an alternative to death was offered.
at least for now. What? A human mind to wear, like a shell for a hermit crab. I agreed to help the bag lady with its disguise. I agreed to help. I thought to the bag lady that it will... and we're less of a corpse. But the entity did not understand the concept of water, standing, living, or dead. These things were all alien to it and meaningless. Its present form was an approximation of its first victim. The life of addiction, survived on a steadily dwindling income from prostitution.
It's 9 o'clock and you're listening to Radio August. Investigations into the murder of 21-year-old Dorota Shaw are continuing this evening. Miss Shaw was found dead in her home at approximately 10 p.m. last night in what police are describing as a puzzling case. Residents are urged to be cautious until the perpetrator is caught. I cannot stress this enough, August. Stay safe out there. You mean the world to me. In other news, Monroe has been detained on urgent business, so you're stuck with me until she returns. Never fear, Monroe fans. We still have lots of pre-recordings, so you can relax with her angelic tones. That's 9 o'clock with Poe and Monroe.
Ja, ich denke mal, das ist jetzt hier ein guter Punkt, um den ersten Teil des Spieles zu beenden. Ich hoffe, ihr wart ebenfalls wie ich in der Story drin, konntet dem Ganzen ein wenig folgen. Und wir machen nächstes Mal direkt hier weiter mit dem nächsten Kapitel. Und ich würde mich freuen, wenn ihr wieder dabei seid. Doch bis dahin, au revoir, ciao, ciao, euer Grumpy.